This is Never Gallimore from the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to give a major shout out to Mike Tag. Keep bringing the hype to the Cowboys Nation. We love and appreciate it. Now, can you dig it? Let's get it.
Hey, I told you guys, don't go marrying us just like that. Woo, all I've heard for the last 5 weeks is we want Dallas. So all you haters, you come down for me. You fuel the fire because I want it. I get that face. Hey, you dig it.
What is up? Welcome to another edition of Tag Nation. You got a couple happy people here because we got some people on winning streaks. So before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button. Only takes a second to do it. Doesn't cost you a dime. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Jimmy, I got to say this before we get started. We got to have the applause. It took me a while. We reached the goal that we set. You got to be goal oriented. So you got to start with the steps. And the first goal, YouTube is always, you get 1,000 subscribers. That's kind of that point that you want to hit. So we did it over the weekend. I said we'd have a little getaway. Where are we going? We got it this way. We're going to have a giveaway. Stay tuned. We're going to do a special show. We're giving away this bad boy, Micah Parsons signed photo with Defensive Rookie of the Year inscription on it. Next year, we'll have one that says Defensive Player of the Year. So we're going to be doing that. Just a little crazy this week, to be honest with you, getting back with a hurricane, and they had to change some stuff with my kids' school. So wasn't able to do it tonight, but we might try and get it done either this week. If not this week, it'll definitely be next week. So stay tuned. It's going to be, if you're watching the show, you got to be watching to win. So whether we got 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, 100 people, one person, two, whatever it is, that's what it's going to be. I'll give you a little trivia question. You enter in your number, give us a call. If you get it, first guy that, gets it correctly, that we pull their name, then they get it, man.
Yeah.
Fix up that cave.
And you know what? I'll tell you, you can never have enough trophies in life.
No.
So we hit the 1,000. So now we're going to have to one-up it for the 2,000 mark.
And the prize might get just a little bit better. A little bit better. Maybe come to a game with me and you hang with me in the club seats. Have a good time with the champagne and beer on ice. Maybe a Cowboy Rita, whatever you want. But no, it's a lot of fun. And it's like I said, when Jimmy and I started this, we've been friends for 30 years, 30 plus years, whatever it's been, 35 years. We always wanted to do a show. We loved radio. We used to prank call them all the time. So I don't know if it was us, but we loved it. So we said, at some point before it's done, we need to get a show. And, this opened up in the platform. So we do appreciate it. We are sports fans. Like I say, if you're new to the show, we're not going to be breaking down film and this and that. We're going to give you what we see with our eyes. And what I'm seeing with my eyes with the Cowboys is pretty good.
What I'm seeing with the Cowboys is what I predicted, or not predicted, but asked a couple weeks ago. Will there be a quarterback controversy?
No.
And it's evolving.
No.
I don't know, man. Do you fix it if it ain't?
I get it, but we have to look at the way the game played out. And, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to do that. We just get let's get a couple, comments out of the way. So we got some congrats for Jimmy D with the Dirty Birds.
Thanks.
We got my man Jose. Cowboys giving up a second round pick for Roquan Smith. I wish they would make a move. And what's up, Doug? Hopefully we'll be seeing him. Be seeing him down in AT&T for the Bears game. That's the next game I'm going to. So hopefully Cowboys Nation, I'm gonna have Jimmy D on my side. We got to work on. I was going to tell you off air, but we got to work on some intros with you. We got to get you in front of that.
I'll be there.
We'll drop some stuff so we can work on our intro. But no, the quarterback controversy to your original question. I got sidetracked. I don't see it. I mean, Cooper Rush is playing well. I mean, things are going good. But the defense is really what has made the difference. The defense is what's made the difference. And, Cooper Rush, to his credit, he hadn't messed anything up. But, he's been fortunate in a couple areas. He had 2 picks, that could have been very, very bad yesterday. But thankfully, there were some defensive penalties on Washington that got that call back. But, he's not going to we need we need Dak back. I'm not even going to get in the controversy now. If Dak doesn't come back for a couple more weeks, and my man Cooper Rush rolls through the Rams and rolls through Philly, now that's a topic for a different conversation.
And speaking of Philly, and we're not going to go off on a tangent about them, but let's keep in mind that Horseface and the Jags were beating them, and they end up blowing the lead. The Jags blew the lead, but that would have been nice. Jalen Hurts did not have a good game yesterday, so everybody was all hyping him up. He didn't look good.
Who? I got sidetracked by
no problem. I was talking about Horseface rolled into Philly yesterday. They were up.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts didn't look good either.
No, he threw a pick six. I apologize. Yeah. He threw a pick six.
Okay.
Someone was dogging something, so I had to check it out. But no, I thought Philly was in trouble. But I'm telling you, Philly is going to be an interesting team. I still, next week, Jimmy D, we're going to have an Eagles fan. We're going to have an Eagles podcaster along with a Cowboys one. So we're going to have a little battle royal. You're going to be the mediator, keeping everything fair and balanced, of course. But, the Eagles, they're winning, so you can't hate it. I'm not going to hate on winning. And it's going to be an interesting game. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. It's one game at a time. We gotta focus on the Rams. But the one thing that I will say is they're running the ball effectively and they're resilient. And that's going to be something that's a little bit different than the Eagles teams we played in the past. Usually we jump on them early and they fall apart. Now, if we jump on them early, do they have the offensive firepower and Hurts against this defense? Because they're not playing Jacksonville's defense. They're not playing the Lions defense. They're playing our defense, not playing Washington's defense. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But there'll be a lot of hype up to that. But I don't know. The Falcons won 2 in a row. I only see one piece on the wall. Surely you must have.
Yes. Well, I think I have something right here. Right. So as you can see, proof that I'm an old school fan. Look at the logo there, right? Old school. So I can't pull everything off the wall from the other side, but I can certainly pull things out of my hat. So
there you go. See, now we're getting this. I'm in the mini cave. Because I kind of move things around and I'm still working on stuff. So Jimmy, I'm glad to see you're stepping up your game because I'm going to be back in the main cave and then we'll see what happens. But let me check these comments. Oh, MC, what's up? We definitely gotta hook up and get her on the show as well. So there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there. Roquan Smith away. Best defense league. You could be true. I think we're a little bit maybe that missing piece. Linebackers that was the spot that I said might be a question mark. But Barr's holding his own. LVE's holding his own. I thought we'd see Jabril Cox a little more. We haven't seen him. But the defense. I don't know if you caught the game, Jimmy. The defense is just. It's constant pressure. They didn't get the sacks. That I thought, we'd get against Washington, but we did get intentional groundings. We got false. Yeah. Those are like sacks. Not the stat sheet. That's just like it.
Well, those are pressure-related plays, pressure-related penalties. So, no, man. Again, your guys, you're talking about every week. I'm saying, the Saints were the best defense, until game 1. We rolled 26 on. We lost, but. And they look crummy yesterday. So again, you guys, I give it up to you, man. You got a great defense. Hey, I was happy our defense stepped up to the plate to close it out last night.
Oh, you guys are looking good.
I mean, we won. Mariota had a very bad game, but Patterson's hurt now. He's on injury reserve for at least a month, but he had 40 yards and a touchdown. Then Huntley and Algier took over and they ran for another 70 yards each, roughly. And, my man D. Alford coming straight out of Winnipeg of the CFL, joins the Falcons, gets that interception at the end, and we take it home. First home win of this season, and I'm a happy man.
It's got to feel good. Like I say, it's hard to win the NFL. And the one thing that pisses me off, and I've had to hear it, because there's one thing, Jimmy, when I drop the videos, I go to get my hate. And I appreciate I embrace that. Because if they're taking their time to comment and bring hate upon me, that just shows that deep down inside, they really love me, right?
Yeah.
But the common theme, there's 2 common themes we always hear, right? If you're a Cowboys fan, and if you're a Cowboys fan listening to the show, you can relate, and I'm sure you understand. We haven't won a Super Bowl in 27. We all know we hadn't won a Super Bowl in 27. They got to keep reminding us of that. But the funny thing is, you can't take the Super Bowls that we won away. We still won 5. If we've given you a 27-year head start, how come Philly hadn't caught up yet? They got one. So they got one in 50-something years. So
Yeah.
I'll take 5 in 50-something years if we're going to keep it fair. Let's look at the whole history. But the one that gets me probably aggravated, not aggravated, but it just irritates me the most is you haven't beaten anybody. Go beat somebody. Well, what happened? I thought we just played the defending AFC champions with a backup quarterback and we beat them. That's nobody. It's always nobody when we beat them. And you can say what you want about the Giants. They're 3-1. The only loss was to us. So whatever it is, we beat a 3-0 team at the time and gave them a loss, but that's not good enough. So it continues. That's the flavor. That's what's always going to happen as a Cowboy fan. And those are the two cards that they always go to. And it's so pathetic. You wish they'd come up with something else. The only other stupid one is Cowgirls. I mean, I don't know. Man, it's just so
That's
weak and pathetic.
Yeah.
It's I'm beyond that crap. But anyway,
it's the same people. All I hear about is 28-3, 28-3. That's weak. Is that all you have? I mean, especially Philly. You've been around a lot longer than us. I mean, granted, we haven't won a Super Bowl. We've been to plenty this century. They've only won one.
One. And who's their hero? My man Jose just said it. We would say it all the time. Rocky Balboa. And I love Rocky. Don't get me wrong. He's on. He gave us all hope in the Italian heritage, But great stories, awesome movies. I love them to death. But that's it. They got a statue of a fictional character that they bow down to every time you go into Philly. So let's call it for what it is. We'll save a lot of our Philly talk. I don't want to ruin all our Philly talk, but I'm amped. I'm amped up. The other thing I saw is your boy Patterson, trying to get to my news and notes. Your Patterson is out for 4 weeks?
He's out for at least 4 weeks. I knew he was in the first series. He was questionable all week. He looked good, but then he tried to break through a tackle, and you seen him twist funny, and you didn't see him afterwards. And I said, he's hurt. There's no way. So, but hey, you know what? Like I said, Huntley and Algier stepped up to the plate. If I'm anybody out there who plays fantasy football, pick up Tyler Algier from the Falcons. He's gonna be looking good in CP84's absence for the next month.
Well, that was unfortunate. What was more unfortunate, you never want to see guys get out. Former Cowboys, you don't want to see it. But Randy Gregory, he's going to be out multiple weeks. Yeah. The Broncos just got hit pretty hard, not only losing to a 0-3 Raiders team. I got to give Jimmy credit. He called it. He said, Russell Wilson is not going to make the difference. This team is going to struggle. And sure enough, they did. And now they lose, one of my favorite young running backs, Javonte Williams. He's out for the year with an ACL. So that is, crippling for this Denver Bronco team. And they are reeling, and they're in a division where you don't want to be reeling because you might reel yourself to the finish line of last place.
And the thing is, he's hurt. Gordon put the ball down and cost him one. And Russell Wilson, to his credit, didn't have a bad game yesterday, but he wasn't the difference maker. None of the receivers got over 55 yards receiving. So, again, I don't wish anybody bad because it's karma and shit, and I don't want to wish anybody bad. But, again, I did not think he'd be the difference maker, and I like being right.
Yeah. Well, I was right because I said that the Cowboys were going to handle that business against Washington. I knew we would. And granted, it's Washington. We own them. They're always going to be the little brother. I get it. I wanted to find, and I couldn't find it, Jimmy. I wanted to find there was a video that Washington made about the Redskins. I don't know if you can hear this. Can you hear this, Jimmy?
Yes.
This is what they made. So they were so excited. Right here. They made this video about we want Dallas. They want Dallas. Every time you get to Dallas, we beat the crap out of you. We embarrass you. Don't say that no more. Take it easy. Put it down a little bit.
Right.
We want the Browns. We want the Lions. Get something that maybe you guys can win a game and you feel good about yourself. But it's embarrassing. I feel bad that historically that's a great franchise, and they have just totally, that owner has run it into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joe Gibbs and everything that he did. He's very well respected, even as a Cowboy fan. You got to respect those early, I'll call them Redskins because that's what it was.
Yeah.
Those early teams. I mean, it's just that everything has just kind of been taken away. That they're just become an embarrassment. So it is what it is, But they don't get the hate. We do, but we smack them around.
I think the bigger embarrassment is their quarterback, who couldn't hit the side of an 18-wheeler truck doing 20 miles an hour.
So Wentz is Wentz, and that always goes without saying. We knew. I mean, he holds on to the ball too long. That's why I thought we'd get a ton of sacks, but he held on and then he kind of threw it away to get us some intentional groundings and things like that. So, the game went as expected. I said that a couple things that I was really excited to see was obviously Cooper Rush, 4-0 as a starting quarterback, 3-0 this year. I remember, last year he went into Minnesota on a Sunday night and won that game. So he's doing everything he needs to do at the quarterback position, with the defense obviously leading the charge. Defensive line's been ferocious. I mean, it's just waves. I mean, pressure. And what does that do? That opens it up for turnovers. So it opened it up for turnovers. And of course, my boy Diggs got a pick right before the end of half, and my TV went out, lost the signal, missed it. So upset about that. And then, Dayron Bland, he got a pick, a rookie. Man, he was like a 6th-round draft pick. So, early, in the offseason, the Cowboys were getting a lot of heat, and probably justified, a lot of heat because they didn't make those splash signings. They didn't get all the big guys and heavy contracts. They kind of work it through the draft. They work the system. And if you really look at the last 3 to 4 years, it's paid off for them. They've done very well in the draft. They've done well late in the draft, and they've got guys that are making impact plays, and they rely on the rookies. I mean, you strike gold sometimes, but Jalen Tolbert's been one that he hasn't been able to see the field. He's only been active once, so that's one where you're kind of questioning, saying, man, maybe they, maybe they missed on that pick. Maybe they should have went up and got someone else and got same. But that's the only one you can question right now. But it's still early. It's still early in the season. That was exciting, and then obviously Gallup coming back, getting a touchdown, two pass interference calls that he got to help get the ball down the field. So I was pretty excited from what I saw.
Yeah, but you can't look at the past with the draft. You got to look at the here and now. And I see a lot of people throwing out, you should trade up, trade for this guy, trade for that guy. I don't think you need to make any moves right now. I don't think it's necessary.
No, I mean, if you can get an impact player, I think we got a caller. So let's just see. Let's see if we got someone calling the show.
Awesome.
Let's
James
see here.
Dallas.
I don't have a board up, so I had to do a little bit. Hey, what's up, man? You on?
Hey, what's up, man? This is James from Fort Worth.
Jimmy, you can hear him?
Yeah, James, how you doing?
Good. I just want to make sure Jimmy can hear you. We don't have these phone issues. So what's going on, man? You're in the heart of Texas. So tell me about it. What's the feeling like in Big D?
I'll tell you what, everybody's stoked. When Cooper came in, we were figuring maybe go 500, but his expectations were exceeded, man. We're so excited. I was at the game. It was a great game. I looked over in the club seats. I didn't see you there, so I don't know what the hell's going on with that. But I tell you what, the defense played great. They're playing better than I've ever seen since maybe the Super Bowl era, which is awesome to see. Trayvon Diggs, doing great, and our offense. I'll tell you what, man, with Gallup back, it was a big difference.
It was, and you saw they finally, CD finally. That's why I'm wearing the CD jersey. He got a lot of heat last week. He stepped up. Now he should have stepped up. He's our number one receiver. He's our main guy, but he came to play, and we need to see that week in and week out from him. And we're going to be dangerous on offense.
Hey James, I wanted to ask you because James, I want
took a lot of chances, but I like to see.
Yeah.
James, I want to ask you something because I posed this question to Mike before, and I don't want to go off on a tangent. But what are your thoughts about a quarterback controversy in Dallas?
No, there's no quarterback controversy. Dak's the guy. I think Cooper, he did a good job in the position that he was in, but all in all, Dak's our guy. He does a lot of different things he can't do. So
yeah. No, I agree with you. I think the upside to get us where we need to go long term is always going to be with Dak Prescott. I think what you found with Cooper Rush is a guy that you've got confidence in, that if something were to happen, it's not, oh, we're in trouble, season's over. We've got some confidence that he can hold the fort down until the rest come in. And help is on the way. Like the caller said, Gallup, he made his return. Washington is getting closer and closer to coming back. Dak is going to be getting closer. So I don't think there's any quarterback controversy. I know that some people want to make it and they want to get it going, like my man Will said. Yeah, I don't see it, but I appreciate you calling, man. I wasn't at the game because I had some hurricane stuff to deal with. What's up? What's up?
One last thing, just going back to Cooper Rush, it just gives me confidence in the front office because, they could have had DiNucci in there and we could have been 0-3. They made the right decision. We had the right guy in there, and it just shows that they maybe know what they're doing this time around.
Well,
have a good one.
All right, but
take it easy.
Understand. DiNucci's unemployed, but Jimmy, we got a soft spot in our heart, don't we? Because
this is Ben DiNucci from the Dallas Cowboys, and you're listening to my favorite Cowboys podcast, Tag Nation. Can you dig it?
I mean, if he was a little more hype, maybe he'd still be on a team. But he did, he dropped that for us. So we got a soft spot for DiNucci. So but
I like that guy.
1,000% right. He's 1,000% right. Let's see. We got Dak has been hurt. Game. Dak's been hurt twice in his career. Yeah, and the injuries with Dak, it's been the freak things. It's not like he's got a back issue and neck, shoulder, all these kind of. It's broken bones, and those are this a physical, violent game. Those things unfortunately are going to happen. Yeah,
even in today's NFL, it happens. And one thing I was thinking about earlier today. Now we play Tampa Bay this upcoming week. I know you guys had your issues.
Oh, sorry, I didn't lower it down. Go ahead.
That's
Jimmy.
fine. You had your issues with Tampa Bay week 1, and we blew a big lead to the Saints at home week 1. Imagine the storyline if you beat Tampa in the first week and we beat the Saints. You'd be undefeated. We'd be 3-1.
No, absolutely. And Tampa hasn't looked good. I think we got another caller. We got a little string going. I'm the board up / caller. What is up? Who do we got on the line?
You got Will Reinhardt. What's up, Tag Nation?
What's going on,
Will?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good after that week. I mean, I'm out of Houston, Texas. I mean, get a lot of crap for being down here in Houston, of course, being a Cowboys fan.
I know the Texans can't be talking no noise, for God's sakes.
They are not. It is dead quiet. Dead quiet. I mean, I still get people like, "Oh, Mills is great." I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. They got their own issues. They got their own issues. So, what's your thoughts on the Cowboys?
Sure. Man, so the defense is holding it down for 3 weeks in a row. I'll have to say that. I mean, Rush is keeping us in there, but I mean the D is really standing tall on us on this one for sure. I mean, with the picks, I mean Diggs, I mean they're keeping it going for sure.
And I don't know about you, Will, but I don't know. I love defense. And when I get more amped up about just defensive stops, picks, hard hit, that gets me more amped up than scoring a bunch of points. I don't know if you feel the same way or not, but it's just, I think that energy carries over to everything.
Oh, for sure. Like with the sacks and the stops. I mean, the biggest thing is like you're at 3rd and 5 and you hold them, or hell 3rd and 2 you hold them. I mean, that's huge. That's a great turnover to the offense to keep them pushing. I mean, changes the energy of the game for sure. Yeah. I mean, interceptions too. But I mean, I'm happy with the turnout for the last 3 games. I was very surprised. I know that I saw CD said something about Dak needs to take his time because they believe in Cooper Rush. I mean, I believe in Cooper Rush too, but I mean, Dak's the guy.
Yeah.
Dak's the guy.
Well, and to your point, we were talking earlier about the defense. You guys' defense forced a lot of penalties yesterday with the intentional groundings and the false start. So that's another component of having a great defense. And again, I underestimated your defense earlier, in the preseason, but you guys look damn good.
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing for us overall is not like getting to the quarterback and disrupting him is we haven't done that in the past, and we're finally starting to do that. And when you do that and start to shake him up, they start to mess up. I mean, it doesn't matter who they are.
Oh, I'm saying that's how the
I mean,
turnovers get created. You're getting the pressure,
exactly.
and then they're making those rush throws, and we had some great picks. And speaking of picks, so Diggs, for some reason, I don't know why he gets the hate he gets. You're a Cowboys fan, so you probably think like me, smart, of course. What do you think? I mean, what's your assessment of Diggs? I mean, why does he get the hate?
He gets the hate because he's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, like, I think he gets the hate too because he doesn't do a lot of trash talking either. Like all these other big names too. Like I forgot. I mean, all the other big names and the other ones.
Ramsey, yeah, you got Ramsey and some of those guys.
Yeah, Ramsey, like they always talk trash. I mean, he just like they're trying to I guess entice him to speak up a little bit. But I mean, he's like, no, I'm just gonna have my play show what I'm doing right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like he just doesn't talk a lot of trash, and that's what I love too. He's like, I'll let my plays do the talking.
Yeah. And that's what I love about this team. Like you say, there's not a lot of that flash. I mean, they have their own in their own way, but it's not, exaggerated in any way. I mean, it's a blue collar mentality, that underdog mentality that this defense has gotten, and a lot of that is due to Parsons, obviously, and Tank and Diggs at each level. And I think that's what's really made the difference of this team. It's so exciting to see for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody's like, "Oh, y'all got a bunch of thugs on the team." I'm like, "No, we don't. We just have a bunch of hard hitters that want to play. They want to knock your teeth out."
No,
what's wrong with that?
There ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
In today's NFL, it's a flag if you touch a guy. That's what the problem is.
No, absolutely. But Will, I appreciate you. Keep listening and make sure you check out that draw, and you might get a chance to enhance your Cowboys cave.
So. Heck yeah, and Jimmy D, congrats on the second win.
Thanks, Will. I appreciate it. We're getting there, baby. We're getting there.
One game at a time. One game at a time. Oh man, well that was cool. No, I appreciate the phone calls. Like I say, it's always great to talk about the Cowboys and talk to fans. And you don't have to be a Cowboys fan to call. If you're a fan of hey, maybe we got a few Falcon fans maybe out there loving.
I hope so.
Going on some Dolphins. The interesting thing with Tua that happens. So
okay. And it gets back to, well, first of all, Bridgewater is playing, and he played actually pretty well the other night. But Tua's doctor got canned, rightfully so. There's no reason he should have went back in that game 2 weeks ago. I don't want to hear it was a back injury. You don't grab your head and stagger around with a back injury. And I think that the hit this past Thursday was just the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's scary.
Obviously they've ruled him out, but one other thing, then we got to get to Uncle Cheech. We got to make sure that we we got to hear how he did. He did pretty good. He did pretty good, but we'll let him tell you. Just your thought, Jimmy D, and maybe the Cowboys. I'm not a McCarthy apologist by any way. But I think he just so underappreciated as a coach for the Cowboys. And I mean, he's the easy, the whipping guy, and it's just so easy to do. But what I've seen him do, with the injuries and the adversity and all of that stuff, when all that happened, and you were there for one of the games, we went to the Falcon Cowboy game when Tyron Smith was out, our world ended. We made some guy on the Falcons multi-millionaire off one game. He got 7 sacks against us, right? Claiborne. And you knew the season was over. What McCarthy's done, think about, he came in right at the pandemic with COVID. No meetings, no virtual, could not see, no face-to-face. He had to deal all of that crap. And then don't forget the ownership he's got to deal with. He's got to handle that garbage that's always being said. And then he comes in, he loses Dak the first year, comes back, goes 12-5, gets his first game this year. And what happens? Loses his quarterback. And he's now, he's won 4 games, 3 this year, 1 last year with his backup quarterback. The season with the COVID, that was a disaster with all the quarterbacks not practicing. And, the guy has done everything that he's needed to do to get this team ready to play and compete. And I think he's building that mentality with this team, and I think it's going to pay off dividends in the end. So a lot of people give him hate. A lot of people are always going to do it just because he's a Cowboys coach. But I think the guy, you got to give him a little credit, and you got to give him his due a little bit. I mean, the guy's done pretty well with all the crap he's had to deal with.
Well, I give him credit because he's, it's kind of like a Billy Martin figure when he had to deal with Steinbrenner, where you just, you got an owner that's too hands-on. Owner wants to win, but he's too hands-on, and he has an offensive coordinator who, let's be honest here, that's not his guy.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore is not McCarthy's
No.
guy. So I do give him a lot of credit. And you guys are playing great, man.
Yeah, and I agree, and I agree with my man Jeffrey. It's always you have blame Dak, and there's a lot of blame to go around in that first game. I'm not going to rehash all these games. I talked about the San Francisco game. San Francisco game, I'm going to say is on Dak. I mean, sometimes you got to own it, but there's a lot of times where he's done everything he could, and his supporting cast hasn't stepped up either. So it's a team game. Dak's the leader of the team. We're going to go as far as he can take us. And I believe he can take us with the help of a defense. I mean, no one said he's Tom Brady. No one said he's Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's only won one Super Bowl. So, whatever. He has the talent around him. This team is built tough. Like I tweeted somewhere with the defense, and Jimmy, you know it because your Falcons did it that one year. Defensive strong, defense travels, defense can travel anywhere and play. The defense of the Falcons went up to Lambeau and won. Yeah. The defense went into Minnesota and won, back when it was the greatest, offense we've ever seen. The defense that's the missing piece that we really haven't had that is now even better than it was last year, one more season in. So I'm feeling really optimistic if everyone can stay healthy. Health always plays a part in it. But I think this is a team that's built that can make a run in the playoffs, and maybe they're a 10-7 team that has to do it on the road like your team did. You know what I mean?
Well, see, my thing though is I scratch my head with the Cowboys Twitter and social media, the fans. I find that there's more outrage when the Cowboys lose than hype when they win. It's like the end of the world when you guys lose a game, and I see a lot more reaction from Cowboys Nation on Twitter and all that than when you win.
Yeah.
I don't understand. We're always bitching. Falcons fans are always bitching every week. So that's nothing new. But you guys, it's just a dramatic difference. There's some games when it's almost like you lost.
Yeah. No, I get it. And to the point we talked about preseason ad nauseum, it's just different. They're not playing their guys in preseason. And that's just the way it is. My man Jose, he really hates Dak.
Jose doesn't like Dak.
God damn, he hates Dak. I don't know what to do with him.
He doesn't like Hank Steinbrenner either, man.
I mean, he don't like nobody. I like Jose. I don't know. I like Jose.
Oh, he's awesome.
I know he's in Puerto Rico. They're hopefully, because I've got friends there. They're dealing without power. Hopefully, he must have power because he's commenting. So hopefully, he's doing all right.
You know what? When I like it out, he says what he feels.
Yeah,
that's important.
Absolutely. More importantly, we got to get to Uncle Cheech. We got to figure out what's going on with the picks. We got to figure out what is happening. If you guys are following them and you're betting the right way, I think you're making a little bit of money. If you're betting against them, I don't know if you're making a lot of money unless you're picking the right game. So let's get Uncle Cheech in here. There he is. Let me get the guy's got to be on the center stage, of course. Can't have Uncle Cheech, in a small camera. That's embarrassing. I don't want to get in trouble. So Uncle Cheech, what is happening? How you feeling?
Guys.
Doing well. So what do you got? What's the story? First, you're in Florida, so you're doing all right.
Yeah, I feel good. Where I live, we didn't get hit.
Very nice. Very nice.
My hopes and my thoughts and prayers are with the poor people that did. Yeah. I've been here since 1952, and I've been through all kinds of hurricanes and just been lucky.
No.
But let's move along.
Let's get to the picks. Because this is an opportunity for some maybe who've been hit hard, maybe to make a little money. Maybe recoup the money that the government's probably not going to help them out. The insurance companies, God knows what they're going to do to them down there. So we need some guys to make some money.
Well, I was 2-2 last week. Could easily been 3-1. Quarterback got hurt.
Yep.
That was the end of that. Then Florida State folded on me.
You knew that was going to happen. Guess when you
deck of cards
going to be there, they weren't ready.
Clemson did what I thought they'd do. The Eagles disappointed me. I thought they'd handle them easier. Got that one by half a point. Now, I almost had to call some of my consultants if I would have lost that game. I'm going to give you the who's who's of sports handicappers who I was going to call and bring in for a little consultation. I want you to contain yourself when I give you these names.
Be careful. I don't want anyone coming after me. Make sure they're all on the up and up.
All right. I can call Joe the Chinchilla Spasco, Big Tony Cazzarella, Dan, the Golden Boy, Savior. These are the best handicappers, not just the country, in the world. But since I won the game, I didn't call.
No need to call. No need
You
to.
sound like fine young Irishmen.
All right, let's get on with it.
Let's get on with these picks. I want your 2 picks, and then you give us your lock and upset. Give me 2 of your 4 picks now.
Okay, Washington State at USC. I'm taking USC, given 10.5. USC is the home team. My second game is going to be Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Ravens that left a bad taste in their mouth the way that game ended.
Yeah, that was a tough loss.
Yep.
Tough loss.
And I'll take the Ravens minus the 3.5. I never second guess the coach because he's the coach. I'm just a handicapper, but I don't know. I thought they might have been able to get a second chance if they might maybe let the other team score.
Yeah.
They might have had a minute and a half on there to get down there. I mean, you can do anything with that quarterback they have.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's dynamite.
So I'm going to give you my upset special. Is going to be the Missouri Tigers at the Florida Gators.
Oh, you're going against the Gators. Gators. Now, do you think the Gators are going to win and just not cover?
I think the Gators will probably win, but I'm going to get 10.5.
10.5. So they're going to keep it close.
They'll keep it close. They gave Georgia fits. I was really surprised. Florida won big. Their quarterback, their starting quarterback got hurt, is replaced. I heard he played very well. The backup, actually probably better than the starter. But I said they'll keep it close. Florida will probably win. They're at home. But I'll take the 10.5.
Yeah, that's double digits. That's double digits. So that leaves us with a lock. The lock of the week. Put all your money that you got on this. Entertainment.
I usually don't ever in a professional game give these many points. But I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh Steelers will be visiting the Buffalo Bills, and I'm going to be giving 14 points.
Wow.
I'll take the Buffalo Bills. The Steelers are going to have a rookie quarterback starting his first game. I think Russo and the rest of the defense on the Bills are just going to welcome him to the NFL, and I think they'll just score as many points as they can put up. They are arguably the best team, I think, on paper in the league, the Buffalo Bills. And I think they'll just have their way with Pittsburgh. I usually never, ever give up that kind of points.
That's a lot of points in the NFL.
Yes.
The college game, but I'll take my chances this time. I think they win easily. They beat them into submission. They crunched the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think they got any chance, and that rookie's going to wish he could have started the week after.
All right. I'm not going to call you crazy because I don't want no horse sleeping next to me when I wake up. But I don't know if I'm in that game.
You give Italians a bad name when you say stuff like that.
See, Uncle Cheech is putting people in a higher tax bracket week to week.
Oh,
great,
man. Yeah, I don't know.
I should have had the Dolphin game. Now you got to remember they missed a field goal and an extra point. Plus, they had 2 points.
Yeah,
so I would have been 5-6 ahead going into the half. The quarterback didn't go down. Now, as far as him being allowed to play again, I heard you guys discussing that. I was listening to Jimmy Johnson the other day. He said, once it was turned over to the doctors, it was basically out of his hands.
It's supposed to be. They're supposed to be independent.
The doctor okays him, and then they put him back in. So you can't blame what's his name, Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, but that owner of the Dolphins, he was the one who's going to tank. He might have been slipping a couple $100 bills on that doctor to keep it fair.
I thought I saw $100 bills flying out of his pockets, out of the doctor's pockets.
There's more to that. There's more to that story, and you're getting a lot of. I hope you're right, Uncle Cheech. That's a lot of points of the program. Everyone's commenting on this. There's a lot of concern. You better be right. They're going to put a lot of faith in you.
But I think I got 3 out of 4 locks right so far this year.
All right.
One upset. The upset, it can go either way, but that's why they're upsets.
No.
But I did get one outside outright win with the upset. And I almost was going to take Notre Dame against who they playing. It's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway,
I don't know what it is.
Oh.
Who cares about Notre Dame?
my memory's fading away.
Nah, is Uncle Cheech? Are you going to make an appearance down in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium? Because I'm going down for the Canes game. I know we were embarrassed, but I got to support the team this weekend. It's my birthday for all you guys. My birthday weekend, October 8th, going down to watch Miami play North Carolina. Surely they wouldn't lose on my birthday, would they, Jim?
I hope not. I'll catch you down there. I'm going to be there.
All right, well, we're going to have to definitely link up for sure.
Tailgate party, and I'm hoping they play better than they did last week.
Yeah.
I told you I must have took all my jerseys out, took them on the driveway, and lit them all on fire. I couldn't believe we lost to that team like that. That was a complete disgrace to the sport.
And then they got worked the next week by who was it? I forgot the.
So that's the team I'm talking about. Last week.
Yes.
What am I doing? Middle Tennessee?
Middle Tennessee got beat this last weekend by some crappy team. So yeah, we can't allow that. We're wondering if Uncle Cheech is going to be at the strip club. He might be. If they pull out that.
Might be the Cheetah 3, maybe.
With the girl.
My heart can take that.
At the Gentleman's Club.
A gentleman, of course.
The Gentleman's Club.
Gentleman's Club. So.
Well, I know, gentlemen.
Uncle Cheech, you take care. Good luck. Maybe I'll see you down at Hard Rock this weekend.
I'll be looking for you.
All right.
If not, if I don't see you, you have a happy birthday.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Take care.
Grazie mille. A presto, Uncle Cheech. You know what? October 8th, man. It's Mike Tag's birthday. Happy birthday to you. We're getting old, bro. Hey,
I know.
I did want to touch on one thing that Uncle Cheech brought up, and that's the Ravens. They've blown 2 big leads at home this year.
Yeah. No, they have
big leads to AFC East teams.
Yeah,
so,
and it's funny, Lamar Jackson doesn't seem to get the heat that Dak Prescott gets, but I mean, look at his record. Justin Herbert doesn't seem to get any heat that Dak. I mean, it's just when you're the quarterback of America's team, you're always it's the pressure. It's the pressure that you're going to always get. And I'm working on some interviews because I want to get some of these Cowboys from the 90s. Hopefully, I think I got one of them locked up because I really want to, go back and you talk about the pressure and you talk about playing for America's team and the limelight and everything. Like you said, Jimmy, it's gotten worse with all the social media and everything like that. So it does take a special person to be able to handle it. Now the jury's still out. I mean, Dak's he's got to deliver a Super Bowl. It's just like Tony Romo. I was, huge Tony Romo fan. He saved our franchise. We were just going down the toilet drain with all the cast-offs we had at quarterback, but he just couldn't get it done. And Lamar plays and Dak doesn't. Wasn't Lamar out all last year? Out for a while? Am I missing something, man? Jose, you got to put down the drinks.
And to your point, I mean, there's an infighting on the chat here in Tag Nation.
Oh, I know.
Which is fine, but I don't get it.
No.
There's always, you guys, the Cowboys fan base is bitching.
Well, you got it, Jimmy. This team is, we want this Super Bowl so bad, and it's just taken so long. And a lot of us in that age group where we saw the Super Bowls, even if I was in high school, or you got people in grade school, and then you got people that were in their 20s. No one ever thought. I mean, I never thought that I'd never see another Super Bowl since '96. It's like, what has happened? I can't, So that's what I think. That's what I'm thinking the most. And yeah, my man Jeffrey, he's got it. I mean, Jose, I don't know. He might be a Philly fan. He might be in disguise.
Oh,
next week we're gonna see what happens. But I'm liking the team, and I love the interaction. We need to get more of you guys calling in. We're gonna be wrapping up the show because unfortunately with the hurricane, I had some things that I have to deal with. So we had to wrap it up early, but next week you guys got to get on there. You guys got to be calling in because all the banter on chat, that's great, but let's man up and call and say what you feel. Right, Jimmy?
call in. We love talking. Remember, we're your lead into Monday Night Football. We'll talk about the Cowboys. We'll talk about my Falcons. We'll talk about, whatever game's on that night. But yeah, we want you to call in because the interaction's fun. We appreciate you in the chat room, but definitely give us a call.
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave you with this. Working on some interviews. Got something lined up with Rick Upchurch of the Broncos. Hopefully that'll be dropping soon. And then, like I said, working on some Cowboys. So we're going to get it going. But Jimmy D and I are going to be next week. I need Cowboys Nation strong because that's it. We got a Philly guest coming in. We're going to welcome him into the cave. I'm going back to the original cave for that because I'm going to need all that mojo to really get me going and get me hyped. Jimmy, of course, is going to be fair and balanced down the line to make sure there's no shenanigans. But he does have the mute button just in case things get out of hand. Make sure I always get the upper hand in it.
Absolutely.
But we'll make it happen. But Jimmy, you have a good week. All you guys listening, remember, we're going to have this giveaway. It's going to either happen later this week or it's going to happen next week. Jimmy D and I just got to get the schedule. Very important. If you guys are listening now, I'm going to give you the clue that you're going to need if you get picked. Now, everyone knows the hype got started back, I believe it was 2018. We beat the Saints. And there was a gentleman who retweeted, a Cowboys player, retweeted this. It was Tank Lawrence. That's what got the hype started, and that's what exploded everything and got me on the forefront with Cowboys Nation and having a great time ever since. So remember that name, because if you get drawn out of the Cowboys official box, that's gonna be the clue. So here it is one more time. This is the one that got it. Jimmy, you got something to say before we drop?
Remember, set your reminders for the show because that's going to be a separate show from our flagship.
Always set the reminders so you don't miss it. And like I said, hey, we get 10, 15 people on here from now on. You got a 10 to 15% chance, depending on who's on and off, of winning that bad boy. And then, like I said, when we get to 2,000, it's going to go up even further. And if it takes the next season, maybe your boy's going to invite one of you guys to hang out at the Cowboys game with him. So anyway, we'll leave you with this. I got to roll. Jimmy D, have a great one. You guys take care.
The Eagles getting ready because you might not like it, but you will learn to love it because we are the best thing going today. Now, can you dig it?